Ryan, how many engineers does it take to change a light bulb?
There's lots of roles involved. First, we need an engineer to determine which light bulb is most energy efficient. We need an engineer to ensure the structural integrity of whatever ladder or chair or device we're using to reach the sockets. We need someone to spin the bulb, preferably like a light bulb engineer. and then of course you'll need 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 more to analyze it afterwards and commission.
People? 5 or 6 more people?
Engineers, yes. So I'm gonna go 7. 7 engineers.
There you have it.
Just like any manufacturer, we have a lot going on every day here at Price. We're designing new products, touring customers around our facilities, and assembling our products and getting them ready to ship out. I don't think that any ordinary company would take time out of its day-to-day operations and devote those hours to research. But there really isn't anything ordinary about Price. Hi, my name is Ryan Johnson. I'm the Research and Development Manager here at Price. I joined the company in 2013. And my role, I oversee and manage our Price Technical Centers in the US. I'm also very involved with our education, engineering training, rep training, and I also coordinate all of our involvement with professional organizations such as ASHRAE and ASHRAE.
Hello, and I'm Chris Burrows, and I am a product manager of sustainable systems at Price Industries, and I've been with Price since 2013. So I currently lead several marketing and research initiatives as it relates to the Sustainable Systems product group, which consists of displacement ventilation, underfloor air distribution, chilled beam technologies, radiant technologies, and a lot of times I'll work from taking something from a concept all the way to manufacturing and seeing it all the way through. But really at that concept level, working with the industry, consultants, architects, and owners to really develop products that are needed in the industry.
So we have some cards. Chris and I are going to ask each other some questions to better understand Price research, what we do as a company, how we wrote this displacement ventilation article in ASHRAE, and just for you guys to get to know us a little bit better too. So my first question for you, Chris, we do a lot of projects, a lot of research, a lot of mock-ups in our laboratories. How do you go about choosing which projects get tested in the lab?
Yeah, no, that's a really good question, Ryan. So a lot of times, working in the industry directly with consultants and architects, we're getting a lot of this feedback directly from the industry. So things that really need to be researched, things that are cutting edge, things that are very important to address with owners and key stakeholders. So that's really what drives a lot of our research, determining what those gaps are and what research doesn't exist out there that we can utilize and perform, so that way we can really provide beneficial, thought-provoking research that kind of pushes the envelope. All right, so Ryan, got another question for you. How many research projects do you work on each year?
In terms of research projects, at PRCN, Price Research Center North, we typically on average do about 2 full-scale, academic level research projects each year. So in the last 15 years, we've actually published 30 different papers from our own research that we've co-written as a company. Chris, what shifts in research priorities have you seen over the years?
We've been through a very interesting time in terms of the pandemic, but I think that that has caused a very renewed focus on indoor air quality, as most would expect. When we're talking about it in 2022 and in certain design criteria that's most important for the industry, indoor air quality has been significantly put under sort of focus, a renewed focus in the industry, and I think that that's why I think some of the more recent research that we've been involved in has been very exciting, because it's very critical timing to be publishing and talking about these topics, and really how do we improve the built environment, looking at indoor air quality and these, with these types of different systems. There's a lot of options out there in terms of how we can condition and provide comfortable spaces, but how does it impact the air quality in the space? So very exciting things that we are looking into and involved in. So next question is, why was this topic so important on this article that you and I had worked together?
For us in the air distribution world, when we're designing ducts and moving air through a space and returning it and exhausting it, it's immensely important to understand how does that air travel, where do particulates travel, and do we have a consistent way to improve the quality of the air? And that's what this research tackles. How do you translate your findings into practical solutions for the HVAC industry?
Definitely something that takes a bit of art, a bit of time, right? I mean, we've been involved in the PRC and the lab in general we've had installed for a number of years, and so we've had a lot of experience in the research and testing aspect of it. But I think working with, going back to your other question as well, that we get the requests and the info from the customers, the consultants, architects, building owners themselves. So already the topic of research is very relevant to what's needed in the industry. So it might be some sort of aspect of acoustical testing for a certain scenario between crosstalk amongst underfloor air distribution systems that we need to research and understand that better. So then it has direct application to owners or projects. How did you celebrate when you learned that this article had been chosen for the cover?
I received a notification in an email, as one tends to communicate these days via email.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, front page, okay. And I thought, is this a spam email? Is this a joke? And then I reread it, and it was not a spam email, it was real.
It's legit.
That was just honestly what initially, because you never know, sometimes you get emails that are too good to be true. And the first thing I did is I went to Jeff Rogers' office, because his office is right next to me. He's our customer service manager. And I said, hey, Jeff Rogers, guess who's on the front cover of ASHRAE Journal? And then we celebrated and we high-fived, and there was merriment all around. Our research paper about displacement ventilation and its effects on indoor air quality was published in the December 2022 issue of ASHRAE Journal. We're happy that this industry-leading publication is helping get our research out there so that engineers and others in the HVAC industry can start putting our findings into practice. When you have the tools, the team, and the opportunity to explore the science behind the products we make, what starts out as an exercise in deepening our expertise turns into knowledge that can actually push the industry forward. And that's a powerful thing.